Let's continue our discussion of police administration. That is, so we will continue with third point. That is, province was divided into ranges, and ranges were under Deputy Inspector General of Police. Okay, then Indian Deputy Superintendent of Police 1905. They were this particular post, DSP, IDSP. They were formulated because there was a lot of difference between SP and IGP. So some intermediate officer was necessary in order to control the whole situation. So they are similar to like divisional commissioners. Divisional commissioner were having in charge of 4-5 districts. So similarly, these DSPs. Then main tools, the major laws which constituted legal framework of criminal justice administration by police force were these are the laws which gave powers to the police in order to do something. So first law is that Indian Penal Code, IPC of 1860. Then Code of Criminal Procedure, CRPC 1861. Then Indian Evidence Act of 1872. And then fourth is that Britishers introduced rule of law in India. So these particular acts and rule of law, this is the basis of the main criminal administration in India. Right now, you know that still these laws are followed: IPC, CRPC, then IEA. So just remember their name and their formulating years, because this is very, very, very important. You have to write these particular acts whenever you write something about law and order administration. And rule of law, this is the main basis. You can say that this is the basis on which Britishers can say that they have given something good to India or something bad, we don't know. Then coming on administration of justice, so justice was given by Amal Gujar during Mughal era, and right now it was also given by district collector, and they were responsible for both revenue and judicial functions. But when this Cornwallis Code came in 1793, so it just separated the judicial powers from the executive, that is district collector. So independent judiciary was formulated by Cornwallis. And the justice was done in 3-tier system. So on the top was Sadar Diwani / Nijamat Adalat, which was the top. Then provincial court of appeal was there, and then Jila and city courts. So same like this is Supreme Court, then this is High Court, then these are the district courts. But then Holt McKinjay, this was the Governor General. He was he came in 1835. So he allowed Indians in the local judiciary first of all, and then he enlarged the local jurisdiction, that is the jurisdiction of Jila and city courts. And he just removed this provincial court of appeal, so that if something is not solved here, it directly goes to Nijamat Adalat and gets solved. So remember this name, Holt McKenzie. And we'll see what else is there. Then comes local self-government. So this particular topic is very, very important. They have directly given this in syllabus. So this particular local government is started in Madras in 1687. And what was done in 1687, that is a local corporation, like municipal corporation, was set up for taxation, for the taxation of the city. Then the local government contained mayor, and also it contained a kotwal, and kotwal was responsible for both police as well as municipal functions. And this particular post kotwal was legalized in 1773 by Britishers. And kotwal was present in each ward in Calcutta during Warren Hastings. So also a commissioner was appointed. This was an official function. He was the official executive for the whole municipality. Right now also we have municipal commissioner's post. So same thing was there during British era, and this is how the legacy continues. So that commissioner appointed to look after sanitation, roads, drainage, tax collection. These are some of the functions. Right now also same, ये जितनी चीजें हैं आज भी हैं, उस वक्त भी थी. और म्यूनिसिपल कमिश्नर उस वक्त भी बनाया गया था, जो कि आज भी चल रहा है. देन वी हैव सर्वेयर्स फॉर प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द सिटी. Then justices of peace. This is some important concept. So these were the officers in presidency towns of Bombay, Madras and Calcutta. So only these three towns were having these justices of peace, and who had combined judicial as well as municipal functions. So when we will talk about that regulated and non-regulated provinces, so the regulated provinces were Bombay, Madras and Calcutta, and non-regulated were those provinces like Awadh, then Punjab, who were just annexed by the Britishers, but they were not having that much systematic law and order administration as well as judicial administration. So they were directly under Governor General, but they were not that much regulated by these particular concepts, modern concepts. So this is the answer of that particular question which I told you in the first video. Then acts passed for municipal administrations of presidency towns. So municipal administration was run according to the acts which was passed in that particular province, and that's it, I think. Okay. Then in 1847, 7 commissioners were there in Calcutta, and 4 were elected by taxpayer. And just remember this, that the commissioners, remember the dates, that in 1847 the commissioners which were appointed, 3 were official, directly nominated, but 4 were to be elected by taxpayers. Taxpayers were very minuscule minority, and they used to elect, and so election system started here only. Then 1848, Calcutta municipal commissioners were declared a body corporate. What is this body corporate? Body corporate means powers to sue and be sued. So they are similar to a normal person, कि आपके ऊपर कोई केस कर सकता है या आप किसी के ऊपर केस कर सकते हैं as a person. So municipal commissioners together were known as body corporate, and they were having common seal and authority. सबका एक ही ठप्पा था. Then municipal corporation plus town councils were formulated during this period. And outside presidency towns, there were municipal bodies headed by Kotwal. I already told you that every ward was containing Kotwal, and he was having both judicial as well as police functions. Municipal as well as police functions. Municipal functions mean taking care of the general basic needs of that particular ward. So that's it for this particular video, and I will continue with Lord Ripon in the next video, and that I will publish tomorrow. Thank you.